What's up guys, this is Igor, Russia. I make videos about Russia as a Westerner and hope you guys are interested and welcome to the channel. And in this video I'm gonna be reacting to the legendary Nelk Boys FULLSEND in Russia, which is, this video it became more personal to me. And I've been a fan for years, since 2017. Yes, I'm sort of almost OG fans of FULLSEND. The new stuff is a bit different that I love the most, but as you can see, I'm reviewing this video as well. I was born in Soviet Union, Soviet Latvia. I've lived all my life then, almost all my life in Finland, but my heart and soul, and I feel right at home now in Russia when I travel there very frequently and film it for my YouTube channel. So I bring the new reality into people's eyes because you don't see that anywhere else. So subscribe to the channel. Nelk Boys is they are very popular and they have very successful clothing line, FULLSEND. They branded everything, collaborating with UFC, even meeting Donald Trump. They don't give a F about many things, so I guess that's the awesomeness. There was a time when they were supposed to travel to Russia, but they were actually banned. Not banned, they were not allowed into the country or actually even leave to the country, because of the bad reputation, because they do a lot of stuff. So in this time they get to travel to Russia, Dagestan, and let's see what happens. I'm gonna be skipping some of the parts. Here's actually the brand. Video starts off, let's click it right away and let's get to reacting. So right away they jump into that Happy Dad commercial. They're gonna be beating Hasbulla, and I think these t-shirts actually real. So I mean that the video, they have the rights. They probably collaborated with Hasbulla. They don't rip off. So we start off right away with a Russian edited version of the national anthem. The greatest song, by the way, probably greatest national anthem, I think. All right, let's skip this part. Let's skip to the part when they enter Russia. All right, and then the guy's gonna be checking out how large is Russia actually, and they probably cannot find Russia properly, or even define where is it? Where is Russia?
Oh, you know where Russia is? This is where Russia is. I'm gonna guess Dagestan.
Not even close. Dagestan is not there. Part of Russia, Dagestan, by the way.
Russia's right next to Alaska.
And yes, Kyle knows him. No.
So this is Russia. All that.
He's kidding, I'm sure.
Dagestan. Look how close it is to
Iran, of course.
South of Russia.
Yeah.
Ukraine is.
And now they understand how close is actually Ukraine, and now they're like, oh my God, there's like stuff going on. If they would be like one types of YouTubers, they probably would go on to the most western part of Ukraine, so they can make a video like saying we went to the Ukraine, talk a little bit, make a video and make money out of the video. Many of the YouTubers did that, you know, travel to Lviv and say we went to Ukraine. Not these guys. They're going right into Russia, Dagestan. The guys don't know, Americans don't know their geography at all. And that's not a surprise. I think Kyle was bullshitting a little bit. He knew it was Russia. He just said, no, this is China, this is Russia. I think it's just for the show. But it's legit. I don't think the other dudes actually knew where is Russia. All right, traveling right away to Makhachkala from Dubai. First class. They got dough. And it says, as we were going through customs, we were pulled from the line. No shit. We were individually interrogated in a small room for 2 hours. And this is not much actually, because I've traveled to Russia and from Russia now. In these times we had sometimes a Ukrainian from Russian side traveling, and it always took time to find out who they were. Maybe they were part of the military or something, military actions, or if so, if not, they just let them through. It always ended up, I think, with the Ukrainians traveling in the same bus with us, always good, but it could take 2 hours. So this 2 hours is not actually much if there's a reason for suspicion. Hasbulla's team came to the airport to prove we were with them. So yeah, that helps. They thought we were spies. No, they didn't. They probably didn't think you were spies. This is like something that you can, you know, always say about customs or passport control. It's not like they're thinking you're bad. They have a job and they find out why you're traveling. If a certain country didn't have any certain tourists from certain countries, and when you arrive at this moment, it's suspicious in any country in that situation. So there's nothing like, they didn't think you were spies. Come on, guys, not dressed like that. All right, and the guys haven't been to Russia, so I guess this is like a very stressful situation for them coming out of the interrogation. It's actually, they can look hard, but basically they're just normal people. Yeah, sure, they ask you what you're doing here. Of course, it's their job. We're in fucking Russia. So all the stereotypes is there. Don't drink vodka. We have to survive, you know, all of this. And they're actually in Dagestan, so yes, you have to survive. It could be dangerous for a white person. And Brazilians, yeah, Brazilians are actually a friendly nation, part of BRICS, the alliance of Russia, China, South Africa, Brasilia. So once again, they're actually somewhere in the outskirts, you know, like, yeah, you're in the middle of nowhere. That's actually probably a deluxe premium toilet for you. Otherwise, it's just. And Dagestan, I have to say, is a bit different. Notice it's Russia. But Dagestanians they're Muslims, they have own customs, different, it's a very different world out there. But it's definitely Russia, but it's still, you have to somehow say separately it's a Dagestan, you know, because it's totally different world, like Chechnya, Dagestan, all those areas. And Dagestanians have really harsh, not harsh people, but hard people, I mean, because they're warriors, you know, and no wonder that all the fighters come from Dagestan. And there can be sometimes some kind of a problems inside Russia when people from South Russia, like Dagestan, Chechnya, maybe men arrive to like St. Petersburg type of city, where women are more, you know, not free. No, free. I mean, different culture. It's not Islamic world there, so there can be some kind of a maybe a misunderstanding, or they can be, people portray them as people with bad behavior. But as you can see, they're proper people. Like here, this person, I think his name is Islam. So this is like a typical, I think it's like a Russian, is this a Russian, it's a Russian hotel room. I guess we can skip ahead a little bit. So they're actually in some kind of a compound, in the middle of nowhere. It's practicing camp. So this is very different experience. They're not actually in Russia. They're inside a closed area with meeting only few people. As you can see, they haven't talked to anybody except the customs people. But otherwise, everybody has just UFC fighters or training to be UFC fighters. So not the typical Russian travel video. That would be some awesome stuff for Nelk Boys, definitely. Imagine those dudes inside Russia with real Russians. But if they do the stuff they think they can do, get away with in America, it won't happen, that's for sure. People intervene, they won't let you do some stupid shit in public. Especially if it's like with the bad intentions kind of a thing. Yes, it's South Russia and it's still cold. This is probably like, I don't know, filmed probably early summer, winter last year. And this, yeah, he says, "Холодно, мороз, мороз," or something like that. They speak Russian also. So the guys are going to sauna. So Russian sauna is a bit different, for example, from Finnish, but in some small details. Clothing is one thing. And Russians use sometimes, by the way, hats for sauna. But here they put these American boys into sauna. By the way, I gotta respect, I couldn't do that. Go into sauna and jump into a freezing water. I can't. I know it feels so awesome. And that's that's how you probably will feel when you do that. But I can't. And this one also, jump into a snow. I'm glad Kyle did it, by the way. This is an awesome Russian thing. Well, it's not only Russian, Scandinavians do that as well, and jump into the sauna. I wonder how hot is this sauna, but it's probably like 70, 80 degrees, American degree, European degrees, and some food. And this is something really Russian, by the way. Right after sauna you eat, and usually if you drink something, there's also food, which is not always zakuski, which means like small pieces of different food, cheeses, breads, fish, dried fish or whatever, dried octopus. You can buy that, beef jerky for beer or another drinks. So now we're gonna see Hasbulla. He's very popular around the world. And what is interesting, let's stop it for a second before he comes out of the car. What is interesting is that the world doesn't relate to him as like a Russian. Otherwise, if there was anybody else, not a small person like that, and really adorable, and somehow under the what's the word for under the protection of kind of a UFC or that realm, and so they would probably talk about him as a Russian, which should be banned, you know, like some ice hockey players even. Especially if you're proudly like just being Russian, speaking your language, etc. Not that Dagestanians like underline being Russian, but they are Russian. So Dagestani Russian. So this is interesting how the world perceives Hasbulla, which is okay for me, of course, because everything that's brings more positiveness towards Russia is fine with me. All right, check it out. And I've been, of course, watching some videos of him. He's a really nice person, really cool, really adorable. You see that he's got a good heart, and he's funny. He says yes, yes. There was some gonna be translation, by the way, errors. I'm gonna mention that. In driving in Russia, of course, they're in Dagestan. It's a different world. They can drive like that, and yeah, and the way police works there, that comment might be there, okay, but in Russia, the traffic can be crazy, and you can exceed limits. And there are a possibility they won't get anything out of it. But in big cities, of course, there's more police presence, and even though the attitude is the same, but some ways no, you cannot drive like you want. And now they're gonna, yeah, just throw it away. So they drew right by the cops, and now they're laughing. But by the way, and now the police is actually following. Hasbulla saw it. He speaks Russian. Один ехал. I saw one is. Yeah, he speaks Russian. He got an idea. Let's put out the Americans.
Volkanovsky Islam.
Я думаю, короче, сам выиграл, потому что
It's so funny how he speaks Russian in so adorable way. the translation was right. He was saying, but the way it does, you cannot translate how things is said in Russian. It's really adorable. Fighting some UFC over there, and I have to say I'm just glad that these guys are actually in Russia. It feels good to me somehow. I would love to visit that place as well. Let's see if I get the chance to sometime. So yeah, fighting some UFC. What else? I think there's a cat. Yeah. All right, Hasbulla with cats, and in Russia, you can see sometimes stray cats here and there, and I personally feed them and help them out in St. Petersburg when I travel or elsewhere. So anything that Hasbulla does is like funny and adorable for the world. Do you like it here? Yeah. And he actually said, he didn't say how, I don't know, I don't think he even meant that. How do you feel safe here? He asked, how do you feel here? How you, like, in general? And because of that twist, I don't know, for the world situation or something, they translated there that, how safe do you feel here? And he says, we feel safe with you. Yeah, minor error. I wonder how he's gonna get the visas, but I guess UFC helps out a little bit and his connections. Really nice. So in the end, the guys actually bought the car. They gave their guide the car as a gift, and it's really nice. It's basic Nelk Boys because of the YouTube algorithms. That's the videos that the YouTube likes. I have to say, I wonder, well, I guess they brought enough money. There's a 10,000 euros, dollars amount limit, which you can bring without any taxation, and they probably can afford, even if they would have to give something to the tax man in Russia by bringing more than 10,000 per person money inside. But I think $10,000 in Dagestan, you can buy a car, you can buy lots of different stuff there. So plus you could bring 10,000 per person, and the whole team of Nelk Boys, there's a lot of dudes. So all right, this was the video with me checking out the legendary Nelk Boys inside Russia with Hasbulla, and this video made me actually happy because this is more personal, even though this is really far from the Russia I know, but in a way I was there also. I was more interested in the video with Hasbulla than the UFC fighting, but that UFC thing is the new thing that they're doing, and collaboration with the organization of UFC. So I guess they have to do it because a lot of their subscribers are interested in that, in fighters and this training and stuff with normal stuff experiences. So I really liked Hasbulla because you actually got to see, you got to see a little bit of Dagestan, Russia, and so yeah. So once again, thanks for watching. This is Igor, Russia. I make videos about Russia from a Western perspective. I hope you guys enjoyed. Please subscribe to the channel, and see you guys in Russia. Bye bye.